Welcome everybody to episode 31 of Diggy's Dungeon. It's a different show this week because I've just been on holiday for like the best part of 2 weeks in Korea. So everyone wants to hear how it was. And I will deliver on that as best I can with my balked means. So let's see how we go. I'm just going to ramble about my holiday and talk about how it was. So let's do that. This is going to look very balked if you're watching the video because I'm doing my best, but I have a single monitor set up and it means that doing this stuff is really awkward. But here we go. Let's crack on. Okay, so I was going on holiday. I flew like the weekend before last, I guess, or like the one before that. Yeah, so it was like flying overnight and ending up in Seoul, like in the kind of like early evening, or like evening-ish. So the first thing we saw when we got to our station is this big like projected picture on the side of a building. We had fun because we were staying like near Seoul Station, like the main big station in Seoul. And the trouble is there's like every station there has like a million exits. So you kind of just get like, if you take the wrong one, you could end up like with no idea how to find where you're going. So that's what happened to us the first day when we were all like quite sleep deprived because we slept badly on this very long flight trying to find the way to our Airbnb. So we found like this stairway to hell that we started calling it. This was like the biggest stairway ever that we ended up having to go up because we went the wrong way to our accommodation. So there's like me, Zozo, who's like a like small petite woman, slight build, and then my friend Rachel, who's asthmatic, all trying to get up this big motherfucker of a stairway with big heavy suitcases. So that was a horrible start to the holiday, but you know, eventually we got to the place and yeah, just had food, went to bed, all that shit. The next day we're like, let's go and explore. Let's go to like Namsan, where the big tower is on the side of a mountain. And so even like we knew we picked a good time to go there because even the first day we go out, we find this on the walk to the station, just a beautiful cherry blossom tree on the way to the station in the middle of our like very residential, very normal looking area that we're staying in. So that was great. And then I started this habit on the way. We were walking, there's like this really cool cafe near Namsan called Nuldam Space, which has like it's like makes lovely coffee and lovely snacks. And the main thing about it is that you can you can write a letter to yourself to be delivered like in the next year. So you can like it's quite this sentimental thing where you write yourself a letter and then you can pick the date that you want it to be sent. So you can send one like for your birthday or if you've got an anniversary or that kind of thing. So we were like, let's go and walk like from one of the stations nearby to that. And I started this habit of taking pictures of all the like bullshit English that I found. So here's some of that. We found Jesus coffee on the way to this. You know, believe in the Lord when you need caffeine, I guess. What else did we find? So this was walking to the tower. You can see it from like so much of Seoul. You can see this big fuck off tower on the way to basically anything. What else did we find? That was this more funny English? Yep. So this was this place called Foodie Goody, a place next door called Gent Lady. They're clearly going for Gentle Lady, but it just does not work. So I was loving all the English this first day. What else do we have? Oh yeah, this one. There's a place called She Is Cute on the second floor of this building, and then Lee Public Architects. Love to see that. This is all just from one day's walking. We found probably my favourite name, which is Corky Lab. Who doesn't want to go to Corky Lab, whatever that is? That sounds like the best place ever. What else did we find? Oh yeah, there's a laundrette called Wash People. Fantastic. This is all on one walk. And then here's there's some brutal stairs on this walk. So there's this is from the inside of like an elevator-y type thing, basically like a I guess like a lift slash cable car that brings you up this big hill. So we just took a picture out the side of it, and already you're seeing like all of Seoul, and like, yeah, just beautiful views even from this thing. And then here's just a picture of just us walking down a street, a typical Korean street. This could be anywhere in Seoul. Like, this is how it looks. Residential streets. So then we get to Namsan, or closer to Namsan. This is from the roof of that cafe, because you can go out on the roof and just have a coffee. So this is amazing forest all around Namsan. There's like a massive park there. So that was nice. Here's what I ordered. Lovely coffee and a croffle with some peanuts and all that good shit. It was delicious, amazing, best food I've ever had in a cafe. This coffee, right, has like basically Mr. Whippy on the top, like soft ice cream. It was incredible, absolutely game changer coffee, just best I've ever had, amazing. So then after we've eaten, we like mince. You get to do like the whole melt the wax, do the stamp bit on your letter. So here's mine. Didn't really work as well as I wanted, but you know, it's there. That will be arriving on my birthday next year with me. So there you go. Null damn space, very cute. More English. I found a place called The Pie. Who doesn't want to go there? That's as English as a place can be. Going to a place called The Pie. But yeah, incredible. What were these? I think this is just more walking down the streets. Because look at how like. Do you feel like you're in a K-drama yet? Look at this street, man. This is like the most Korean street in the world. And that's Zozo, obviously, who I'm with for this trip. Had a good time with her. Right. So here's walking up towards the Namsan Park after we've had our coffee. Beautiful forest all around. Great place. This is like a series of statues commemorating the comfort women in the war. So it's quite distressing how young they all look, but yeah, has to be commemorated, obviously. And then we get to like the cable car place, or near to it, and this is just a view of Namsan Park and the tower. And then I've got a shitload of photos like on the way up and at the tower itself. So I think this one was taken while I'm on the cable car. So you're just heading up through all this different coloured foliage. Really lovely around there. You get to the top, and there's this big old like public plaza that everyone's around, and there's these beautiful buildings. And there's it's a tradition. Everyone buys locks, all of the couples. So there's like a bajillion locks on these gates. These are all just from different couples. Eventually they cut them off though, so there was actually not a lot of point in doing it. It's not like in Japan where some of the places you can leave it on there and 20 years later it's still there. They cut them off every year here because they get too many, I think. So that's all the locks on Namsan Tower, and then you get the view from Namsan Tower. I mean, wow. Look at it. This isn't even up the top. This isn't even in the tower yet. This is just like the platform that you go up to go in the tower. And already that's the view you get. What else have we got? So, what's this? This is, I think, just a view of like the public area up here. Everyone's just sat chatting, taking beautiful pictures. You know, it's a lovely, lovely place. Let's go to when I'm actually up the tower. You get some insane views from up here, and because of the like, I think it's pollution and dust. I think you get this like misted view of everything in the background, which looks amazing. Like, I'm sure it's not good for your health, but it looks incredible when you're taking pictures. These like mountains in the mist at the back, it's just amazing. And I think I got like a million photos from up here because I really liked it, but I'll just click through a few of them. So you get views of all over Seoul, because you can, at the top there's like an observation platform that you can all be on, and you walk around. Obviously it's all covered in glass, but on the glass it shows like where you're facing towards. So there's one that's like saying, oh, you're facing towards London, or you're facing towards Tokyo or Shenzhen, wherever the hell else. So you can get a 360 degree view from wherever. So yeah, you can look out over all the different parts of Seoul, all the mountains, all that stuff. So it's really, really nice up there. Very, very pretty. Got some more English pictures from the gift shop up there. There's one here that you can buy for your partner, saying that you're a couple fit as a pudding. Don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I had to take a picture of it, you know. That was great. This one was great too. I'll stroke your burnt out heart. What the fuck is that even supposed to mean? Yeah, excellent stuff. What else was there up here? What was this? Oh, this was me being a child taking a picture of the cock thing that you can buy up there. there's the cock. You know, love that. Oh, this was a sign in the toilet there telling you not to climb on it. I don't know why you had to have a sign for that, but I guess a lot of people are getting leverage while they shit up on Namsan Tower. So there's that. That's great. We got a picture on the way out of what the tower looks like at night. It gets all lit up. So up here, this like platform up here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but yeah, there's like a big. This is where like the viewing platform is at the top there, on North Seoul Tower. Get pictures of like all of the lights on the way down. Like this is Seoul at night, you know. Good shit. What else did we have? I got Zozo on this crazy light art bench that we were going past. This was just on a walk to like a station on the way home. We found this light art bench and she was like, I need to get an aesthetic picture on here. So there you go. The next day, we were like, more cute cafes. So we went to Myeongdong to this cafe that sells like really good quality matcha stuff. And opposite us was another fantastic bit of English, which is Cafe Lucky Ducky. You love to see it. I don't know why Cafe Lucky Ducky is exclusively attended by business people, but it seems like it is. So we were all having good fun in Mecha across the road, and all the business people were loving Cafe Lucky Ducky. Then we went shopping in Myeongdong, and I found more funny English, which I think I already showed this one. Something Japan and Juicy Juice are both colours for your lips. I got some more. This is all from Etude House, I think. You got Dancing China and Smoky Salmon, also lip colours. Just amazing. Then we went to this crazy like 5-story or something shop, which is all the different floors are themed differently. It's themed as though it's like a hotel, and then each of the floors has different aesthetic. I got a picture of the laundry aesthetic room, which is, you know, uncanny. You've got all these washers everywhere. You go through and there's like a wet room part of the room and things like that. It's very cool. This is just a place you can buy like makeup or clothes or whatever. So we just saw that while we were there. So here's their cafe that's themed after like a wet room / pool. It was closed the day we went there, but it looks pretty cool. Then we found another cafe walking through Myeongdong is like the closest area that's a really busy shopping street to where we went. And there's this place selling like Americanos with dog ice cubes in. You can get a pug ice cube in this cafe. Wild. We didn't go to that one in the end, but this was their opening to the shop as well. Very aesthetic, very cool. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Oh, and we had food, which was this massive pot of like dakgalbi, which is like bits of chicken in with like spicy stuff, and then like a ring of cheese that you can then dip in with there. So that was delightful. Enjoyed that. And that was very cheap as well. The food there was unreal cheap compared to home. You're hungry? Oh, I better not show any more any more pictures of food then. That would be terrible. Here's a picture of the first receipt when I went when I went album shopping, which it looks incredible when you're like, I'm spending $250,000 of something, but it's not actually as much as you think it is in one. So that was my first big shopping day of buying albums. It was 246,000 won. So the day after that, so basically Myeongdong, we just went shopping and had food, was basically what we did that day. And the day after we went to Lotte World, which is like the kind of Korean version of Disneyland, I guess, is the closest. On the way, they have like this mock-up of a fountain, which looks pretty incredible when it's just in some little crappy shopping mall. You go to Lotte World, there's this giant tower next to it, which is what we copied for the Shard in London, clearly, because they had this first. This looks way better than the Shard as well. Then we got inside Lotte World. Here's a picture of inside Lotte World. Some of you have probably seen this before because people do performances here all the time in K-pop. So that's like their stage where they do this naff musical later on with like all of the animal mascot things that they have. Weird, but yeah. This was Zozo's day because she fucking was like, the number one thing on my list is Lotte World, so I had to trudge around there and queue lots. That was fun. Here's a bit more of Lotte World inside. You've definitely seen this before because people perform here all the time. What else did I have? Oh, here you go. Here's my ears. I got frog ears while I was there, and I look so happy about it. We all got a bit suckered into the Lotte World aesthetic and got ourselves some ears. So I got frog ears. I think Zozo got bunny ears maybe, and Rachel got cat ears. But yeah, I'm sorry if you're hungry, but Lotte World food surprisingly good. Like kimchi stew with rice and delicious bits of pork and all the little banchan that you need. So that was good. Wasn't even that expensive. Here's like the entrance to Lotte World when it's lit up at night. I didn't take that many pictures of Lotte World because we just spent ages queuing and like going on rides. So there's their version of the Shard lit up at night. Looks sick. And also like some of these buildings around here, there's like there's a building. I don't think I got a picture of it, but when we were queuing for one of the rides, there's a building like near this one that like when someone's in a lift, it lights up where the lift is and you can see it going up and down the building, which is quite trippy and kind of privacy invading, I feel like. It's pretty cool looking, but I wouldn't want that if I'm in a lift for everyone to know where I am. But yeah, that was cool. What happened the next day? I don't even know what these pictures are. I think this is just random us walking. Yeah. Oh yeah, so the next day me and Zozo went out together and just had a walk, basically. We went to like a big market near where we were called Namdaemun Market, which has like enormous quantities of shit you can buy. We basically just went there to like soak in the atmosphere, and we ended up finding one of the city gates by accident. So this is one of the city gates. Here, I took a picture of the ceiling in there because it was very cool. Look at this. Amazing. Looks incredible. What else did we do there? So I got pictures of some of the cool stuff in the area because we were just wandering around and finding that everything was closer than it should have been. So I think this is like a fountain that we found near Myeongdong because this is like the I think it's either City Hall or like Central Bank maybe is the building behind this this big fountain, which is all really close to where we were shopping before in Myeongdong. So that was cool. I don't think I took many more pictures that day, but yeah, we just walked around basically that day and just found stuff, which is fun to do, you know. I really love doing that. I got a picture of some of the food we got in Myeongdong because you got these sausages that are like cut up like they're like an octopus. So that was cool. They were delicious too, amazing, and a kimchi pancake, of course, absolute classic, banger, staple. Gotta have that. Can't close this for some reason. There we go. And then, of course, that night, I met a legend. I met a viewer. And that is Alex. This handsome gentleman right here. We went out for barbecue in Gangnam. And I think I discovered who the anonymous sugar daddy is because he paid for all of it. Like an absolute champion. Like, oh my lord. I went for like a pee at the end of the meal and he was like, oh, I've already paid for it. I'm like, what? Yeah, face reveal. Alex and me. There you go. So that was cool. It was a really confusing restaurant we were in though, because like it's basically all self-service. So you sit down and you just go and help yourself to shit, and then I don't even know how they bill it, but they bill you at the end. I don't know how it works because I didn't get to pay, but yeah, they have like a thing on the menu saying like, oh, you pay this much if you want just pork, or this much if you want this and beef and whatever else, and then none of that was like obviously available, so we just kept having shitloads of pork, I guess, which is the main thing that this place does, hence the pigs on the wall. But yeah, that was meeting Alex, an absolute legend. Love to see it. We ended up like going around a couple of shops afterwards because we wanted to soak in the vibes of Gangnam because it was really cool at night. And I found Bussy in a store. I found a fruity Bussy in the store. So where the fuck is Lemon? Because she would love this. Anyone who's listening to the audio is going to be so confused. But yeah, Fruity Bussy exists there. There you go. I also found Dong A. in one of the stores too. I was just taking pictures of all of the like most childish English I could find. So this was because one of my Rachel was looking around this shop and it was taking forever. So I was like, oh yeah, just jerk fairy. Let's to get a picture of that. That'll be perfect. I mean, I don't even know what they're going for with this one, but there's some incredible English. So that was that day, meeting the legendary Alex. I'm pretty sure he's the anonymous sugar daddy after all. We gave Akio all that shit, but this guy's just out here chucking money at everything, you know, buying me food, buying tickets to 2 days of stadium tours for Red Velvet, you know, traveling over just for fan stuff, you know. All I'm saying is Alex is loaded. Clearly, Alex is loaded. But yes, the next day it was another calm day, just me and Zoe, because Rachel was meeting up with one of her friends because she's got a bunch of friends that live near Seoul. So we just were like, fuck it, parks. So we went to Hyochang Park, which wasn't super far from us. Here's a little bit of that. It was lots of trees, lots of nature. This also had a lot of like history stuff to do with Korea's like independence, fighting for independence. So there's this statue of I can't remember his name, but he's one of the like major martyrs. So he was like part of the independence movement. He's pictured throwing a grenade because that's what he did. He tried to throw a grenade at Emperor Hirohito to try and kill him and restore like independence for Korea. And I think he missed, but he got like honored and is considered like a hero. So that was very cool to see. There's like all of these tablets everywhere showing you. So yeah, this is this dude. He took a written oath to say that he would try to kill Hirohito, but it didn't work out. He tried his best though, but you know that was a cool statue to see. You got a lot of monuments there. This is like I can't remember what this is for. I think this is either for Kim Gu, who's like one of the main leaders of the independence movement, or it's like a memorial to people. It's one of those two. There was a lot of historic stuff in this park, so it was hard to keep track of all of it. But obviously there we also picked the best time of the year to see all of these blossoms, just cherry blossom everywhere, all of this beautiful white blossom. So all over the park we're seeing all these different bits of blossom. Look at this, you're just walking through it all in the park as well. It's so nice. And then we also went to another park, which is Yongsan Park, which is like one of the biggest parks in Seoul as far as I know. I think this is all still Hyochang. Yeah, this is all Hyochang. So then we went to Yongsan Park, which is also where like the Museum of Korea is. So this is the National Museum of Korea here. We walked past to get to the park. And there's like beautiful water everywhere, blossom everywhere. The vibe was incredible because everyone was having such a nice time. There's like families everywhere, couples everywhere. Just everyone just loving the sunshine in this park. All this beautiful blossom. It was a great vibe. Loved it. Blossom everywhere, couples everywhere. Look at all of it. Lovely stuff. And we ended up walking around this park like for ages trying to find the way through. It turns out loads of it's fenced off and you can't actually go through the whole thing. So that was fun. So we ended up just walking all over the place in this park, finding all the different views of all the blossom. And we ended up having to go to we went to the National Museum of Korea, not to look through it, but to get food, because we were like, where the fuck is food anywhere? And I need the toilet. Where's the toilet? So we like dashed into the museum to just like pee and eat food. So that was fun. More pics on the way out. This is like a park that's all about, you know, the restoration of Korea. So you get all these flags everywhere surrounded by blossom. It's a fucking trek uphill to get to this as well. Just like a lot of stuff is in Seoul. Seoul is incredibly hilly, if you didn't know, by the way. Like, remarkably uphill everywhere. Yeah, so you get views everywhere of all of this awesome shit. So on the way back from the museum, beautiful pagodas everywhere. Look at this. Big fat gong right in the middle of there. Yeah, so we're walking through this park again. There's more stuff. There's flowers everywhere, blossom everywhere. You look out onto the pagoda, which is on the water. Beautiful stuff. What else? I think that was the end of that day. Yeah, so that day we basically just went around the parks and then went home. Lots of nice stuff. What do we do the next day? Got pictures from the next day here. Oh yeah, looking out. I think this was our Suwon day. Yeah, so we went to Suwon to meet up with one of Rachel's friends, Sonia, who was yeah, like she's 30, but she looks like she's about 17. So that was an interesting one because we met up with her and immediately me and Zoe were talking about like, oh, we're so fucking old because she's 30 and I'm 28. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ancient, I'm 28. And Sonia kind of was like, oh god, because she's older than me, but she does not look it. So here's yeah, one of the classic structures from like the old part of Suwon. They have this sick painting everywhere. Yeah, just amazing decoration. I took a bunch of pictures on the way because we had this very long walk going uphill. So here's walking towards like the ancient walls of Suwon. Lovely stuff. Beautiful like plazas, stuff growing. There's a church there randomly. Churches are just put wherever they will fit in Korea. It's not like in the West where like a church will have its own land. There's like churches in tower blocks in Seoul. It's wild. You look over and there's a skyscraper with a cross on the top of it. It's bizarre where churches are. But yeah, Suwon is beautiful. You're walking along the wall with flags and with like blossom everywhere. Just incredible. I really, really liked Suwon. Suwon is very pretty. There's a shitload of pictures of the blossom this day because there was loads of it. So yeah, this is part of the walkway. Once you walk further uphill, there's just blossom everywhere. It's gorgeous. Taking pictures off the wall, more blossom. Looking at in the distance at the less enjoyable parts of Suwon. Oh, Suwon was awesome. I really enjoyed Suwon. Yeah, you're like walking up towards like a forest all the way up this path. Incredible. We got our steps in big time on this holiday. It was a shit ton of walking. Just unreal amounts of walking. So here's, yeah, the top of Suwon. Here's this, the pagoda. And then you get, obviously, the views out into the city. Just incredible views. There's, like, beautiful plants everywhere when you're at the top of these places, too. I don't know how they do it, but, yeah, here's Suwon. Very nice. This might have been my favorite day, Suwon. Suwon was incredibly charming. Yeah, it was less busy than Seoul, I think is the main thing. You feel like you actually have time to enjoy places when you go to Suwon. And a big old gong. You could gong this one, but you have to pay. So there's like a big like battering ram thing here that you basically have to all pull out and slam into the bell. But yeah, Suwon, incredible. Is us walking through the woodland. Lovely stuff. What else? Oh yeah, we walked along this road there that was just the entire top of it was just covered by blossom. So I had to get a picture peering through. Obviously, few of them. Can't say no to more. It was just unreal pretty there. Here's like one of the old gardens there, just beautiful. Very enjoyable area, Suwon. Very enjoyable. And then, of course, we continued our cafe addiction there. Some nice coffees. I got Meshilade, which is like apricot aid, which was delicious. Yeah, that's our Suwon cafe. Got the vertical pick, obviously. You got to do it. Everyone was doing it. So, yeah, that was lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. What else? So... this is pics of like towards sunset in Suwon. Yeah, we ended up walking like down to the street level when it was sunset, so that was delightful. You can see it's less busy than Seoul, but it's still busy as fuck there. Like, yeah. Places are very busy. I had to get a picture of the main advert we found there. So when you go to Seoul, Hyeri is fucking everywhere, man. This advert is absolutely everywhere. Every station she's there advertising Eduil. We ended up being like a running joke on our holiday that we'd go to a different station and there'd be somebody else advertising Eduil and we're like, you're not Hyeri, you can't lie to us and say that you're Hyeri, this isn't gonna work. She was like the symbol of stability for us that we were back on in Seoul Station because yeah, this advert was just everywhere in Seoul Station. It was wild. So the day after that, I think we went to Gwanghwamun, which is like where the main palace is. You get this giant statue of Kim Sejong. Um, yeah, incredible to look at in the sunlight. He just beams at you. And then, of course, we're walking towards the main palace. You got mountains in the background, and the enormous gate. This was like not a good day because it was way too hot. It was absolutely boiling that day. It was so like humid and hot. The sun was like killing us. And there's people when you go into this palace as well. You can pay for it to go in like we did, or you can rent hanbok and get in for free. If you wear hanbok, you go in for free. So there's a shit ton of people in hanbok here, and I don't know how they did it because it was absolutely molten that day. So here, there's loads of people in hanbok everywhere just going in. It was super busy. Cuts everywhere. You know, these epic hats. Yeah, just way too hot for us. So it was also incredibly busy as you'd expect because it was a very hot summer day or whatever, and everyone decided to go out. I know it's not summer there, but for us it feels like summer. Here's some of the decoration of the palace. Just such intricate paintwork everywhere. It's kind of sad when you go in and realize that it's all just reconstructed because the original was like destroyed years ago. So nothing is original there. It's just it's almost like they built a replica almost, but it's still quite striking to look at. So yeah, we went to the main palaces. Ooh, that's a blurry one. I've got to get a better one than that somewhere. Yeah, so here's like the inside of the throne room there. Look at the paintwork, it's so intricate. You know, this glorious throne as well. But yeah, it was an impressive place, but it was hard to enjoy it when you're like struggling in the heat. Here's another of the palaces there. There's like a series of different palaces there and different shrines, so shitloads to see, but not for us because we were like dying after like 2 or 3 of the places we saw. So yeah, it's an incredible looking place, but do not go when it's hot because it is brutal. There's like no shade basically in a lot of these places. More of the decor. A lot of the places painted quite similar, but incredibly intricate. Like we were saying this while we were over there. Isn't it incredible how like you know, we think of like British like medieval stuff as being like full of class, but it's basically just we were like fuck it, just put a slab of stone there, that'll do. And they're out here with like this intricately painted wood and like perfectly made mortar and things. And like the effort, like difference is just incredible between our castles and their palaces. So yeah, more Gwanghwamun. So yeah, this is like to give you an idea of how hardcore the sun is. You're just on this sand the whole time, walking around, and it's boiling. Sun's just absolutely beating down on you. The heat is stifling. You get some pictures of these cool parts, like there's this is just over a bridge on its own little island. But yeah, very hard to enjoy for us. Here's one of the main streams that people go to look at the this is in Dongdaemun. I think a lot of people look at the blossom here, but there wasn't too much there when we were there. What else was there? So the next day, what did we do? It's hard to remember what we did every day. I think the next day was me and Zoe on the wall. Yeah, so I think the next day me and Zoe went and climbed the city wall. There's like trails you can do of the city wall all around Seoul. So we did the Naksan trail through Naksan Park, and it was absolutely lovely. So you're basically simultaneously climbing this ancient wall, learning about the history of it, and going through like a beautiful forested park. So it was really a big win, you know? Naksan Park was stunning. So yeah, we were climbing this wall the whole day, just walking like crazy. We weren't even like that far up the hill at this point, and we're overlooking people's balconies and tower blocks and shit, so that was cool. What else was there? So here's like further up, the vibrancy of the colors. Everything is so beautiful here. There's pink flowers, bright yellow bushes, you know, incredible to look at. This is like an aside to the wall. I think you can go to like a plaza where you can hang out, and plants everywhere. Some more blossom on the wall because of course it's blossom season we accidentally booked it at the absolutely perfect time to see all the blossom. Further up, there's like little viewing platforms, and you're overlooking through like fern trees and this beautiful blossom everywhere. So that was amazing. Further down the trail, little smiley face man on the floor helping guide you to God knows what, but you know, we found the little smiley face man on the floor. That was cute. Yeah, we really enjoyed the wall. We ended up walking all over the place. So we walked because we were trying to find the other part of the wall, and like it just kind of abruptly stops at points, and then it tells you that there's another trail, but there's no wall there, so you don't know where you're going. And on the way to looking for another part of the wall, we found a crane just chilling at the side of that stream in Dongdaemun, which is quite weird for us because you don't see these back home. These just do not exist in the UK as far as I'm aware, and it's just like there's nothing separating you from the crane. It's just there chilling at the stream. So everyone's just walking past taking pictures, which was pretty awesome. What else? Did I take any more pictures that day? Not really. I guess I took more pictures because we went further up the wall again. We basically hiked the trail and then looked for another part of it, couldn't find it, and went back to the trail and went back over it again. Because Naksan was so nice. But yeah, here's just a view of like climbing the wall. You can still see Namsan Tower in the distance. There's so many places you can see Namsan from in Seoul. It's very, very cool. And I think I got a food pic. What did we get that day? Oh yeah, so this was the day we went for we went on like an adventure in the evening to try and find somewhere decent for food around where we were. And we ended up walking in the rain for fucking ages finding somewhere. Because we were just look around the station, and then we looked a little bit further afield, and we're like, oh, but what's down this alleyway? Oh, but what's down this alleyway? And we ended up back in Myeongdong again, which is like the main shopping area near us. So yeah, we just were like walking around in the rain, just looking for somewhere to eat. And we ended up having this amazing feast. This is there's like a beef, like a sweet beef stew. We got some big mandu, some dumplings, and bossam, which is like sliced cuts of pork that are just beautifully cooked. So that was a really enjoyable meal after. Oh, and we had makgeolli and beer with it, so we were a bit slozzed that day. Got a bit pushed, you know. Too much soju, too much mekju, too much makgeolli. So there's no pics from the following day because we were a little bit ill. Because we were just on it. We had a sesh when we got back from that dinner, so we were a little bit out of it after that, you know. Only we would like fuck up the holiday just having a sesh at the Airbnb, but we did. It had to be done. And then I got a picture the day after that when we were out of a smiling toilet. You don't want to know the things he's seen. Oh dear God. What else did I do? Oh, I think this was the day after our like horrendous hangover day. We ended up being like, we've run out of things that we really want to see, so let's just go to the areas that people keep telling us are like amazing and great for Westerners. So we went to Hongdae, and we also went to Itaewon that day. And we fucking hated those places, but we did find a place called Egg Slut, which is just an incredible name for somewhere to eat. I want an egg slut where I live, you know? It was, incredible brand name. But yeah, we were not big fans of Hongdae or particularly Itaewon, because they feel so much more Western than like the rest of Korea does. Like we liked the very kind of Korea-y areas, like the traditional parts. We really enjoyed the wall, you know, really loved Suwon, stuff like that. But Itaewon and Hongdae are like Hongdae is basically Shoreditch for the Brits in the audience. It's basically like supposed to be trendy, but it's all just a bit not great, you know. I'm sure it's great if you want to get on it and have a sesh, but we weren't really about that at that point, so we didn't like that. And Itaewon's even worse. Itaewon is like T might know what I mean. Nobody else will because it's a bizarre sounding place, but we decided Itaewon is like Elephant and Castle if it cost as much as like the West End does. It's the worst kind of place. It looks like an absolute fucking shithole. but everything's like Gucci and Dolce and Gabbana and Maserati around every corner. It's a fucking nightmare, that place. We were not fans at all. Um, yeah, not a big fan of Itaewon or Hongdae, really. Hongdae did have this really cool cafe that we went to, though. I didn't take any pictures. Let me see if I can like find any pictures online of Hongdae cafe, because it was really cool, this cafe we were in. Let me see if I can get it up. It's called Cafe Mellow, and the aesthetic is kind of amazing, and they had delicious food and drinks. Is there any pictures of it? What the fuck are these pictures? There's some random pictures in here, but I'm trying to find pictures of like the actual decor of the place, but it's not really happening. Hang on, let me just get up the browser view so you can see what I'm looking at. So there's like, it's really hard to see what it's like here, but it's a really cool cafe. It's got like Bauhaus aesthetic, so it looks like kind of incredible. And they make this amazing food there. I had a strawberry croffle, which was just like lathered in cream. Delicious. I don't know why there's so many cats here. It's not even a cat cafe, but I guess further up you'll see more of like what it's like. So yeah, there's like this awesome aesthetic all over the place, and like delicious drinks there. There's basically a one-man show, the guy making the drinks there, but I think it's a place that a lot of celebrities go, because there was like I'm pretty sure on the wall there was like signed. You know, they do that thing where they get celebrities to sign like a whatever when they eat somewhere. They had a bunch of like signatures on the wall. There was like Treasure had eaten there, Blackpink had eaten there, someone else. Like, yeah, I think it's probably a popular place for celebrities, but it was a cracking cafe. We were big fans of that place. But yeah, that's basically the Seoul holiday summed up. I had a really good time. The only real like difficult bit was like you kind of learn more about who you click with and who you don't when you spend that much time with people. I definitely clicked with one of my friends more than with the other while I was there. So that was kind of interesting to learn. But yeah. Yeah, good time. Good holiday. Enjoyed it. Spent too much money on albums, but everything else was cheap as hell. You know? So yeah, that's my holiday. Any questions before we move on to regular show stuff? Yeah, it's just like differences in opinion of what you want to do, I think, because like I prefer to like not have a rigid plan when I'm going places on holiday. I just want to pick like a basic area and then just walk around and see what I see. Whereas some people prefer to like meticulously plan things. So I don't click with those people, you know, whereas I just like discovering stuff. Like the day when we went to Namduma Market and found all the different areas around there and how they connected back to where we were was like awesome to me. Whereas if I'd planned to go and see particular things there, I might not have spent very long there because there's not that much to see. So yeah, it's just that was the only real dampener, was like not getting on as well with one of my friends. But you know, it happens. I didn't even show the we did like a photo booth thing in Suwon with Sonia and all of us. So I don't know if you can see it on the picture, but they filtered the fuck out of us on this photo booth thing. So like it looks like I've got like laser blue eyes because it made my eyes way bluer than they actually are in these pictures. And Sonia looks like even more young than she actually does in those pictures, which is kind of wild. But yeah, it was great. I'm sorry if that was a rambly, weird sum up of it, but that's the best I could do. You think you would have liked the park day the best? I thought the park day was kind of mid, to be honest. It was decent, but there was like much better days than that, in my opinion. The holiday. I think the trouble was we didn't really plan it, as we don't. But one of the like Yongsan Park was kind of, it looked like it was going to be incredible, and then it ended up being a little bit disappointing because we got through a bunch of it and we're like, oh, you can't actually go through the other side of the park. Great. It's just all fenced off and there's like nothing you can do about it, which was a bit sad. But still a good day. Still just good wandering around. You would have been big on the Namsan Day. Yeah, the Namsan Day was fucking awesome, to be fair. That was epic. That was an incredible first day of the holiday. Like, we literally the day before just got lost on the way to our Airbnb, and then just like had a bit of food and went to bed. And then the next day we're like walking all around Namsan area, having this epic fucking coffee, sending a letter to myself, going up a tower, getting the best views ever. Like, it was fucking awesome. It was like immediately I was in love with this holiday. But yeah, that was cool. Suwon was incredible too. Suwon was absolutely beautiful. I think Suwon was probably my favorite day. Like, we just met, because like partially because Sonia was just an absolute delight to be around. She was so like charming and funny, and yeah, she was epic. And also, obviously, Suwon is like a beautiful town with a shit ton of history, which I'm all about. So that was great. Yeah, had a good time. And now I'm back, and I'm realizing even more so how crap the UK is. But that's how it is, you know. But anyway, I was going to talk about the songs I heard while I was there, if I can get that up. Let me see if I've got it up. Does anyone want to guess what the most popular songs there were? Because it was kind of surprising. Some of the songs we heard there, I was very surprised by. Anyone got New Jeans? I did hear New Jeans a bit. It wasn't as much as you thought. That's not the most popular songs that I heard. They were around. I heard Attention a few times. I heard Cookie a couple times. But not like, it wasn't like everywhere you go you hear New Jeans. They were advertising a lot of stuff, but their music didn't seem to get played that much compared to some other stuff. Do you know what the most popular songs were? Jisoo's new song? No, I didn't hear it out anywhere. It came out while I was there. We listened to it like at the Airbnb. So they didn't play that. You know what the most popular songs were? Itzy's Sneakers is for some reason played fucking everywhere, man. That song is so popular in the shops. I have no idea why. I didn't hear Cheshire like once, but fucking Sneakers is everywhere. It's so popular. I heard Anti-Fragile a couple of times. Not that much. Like, occasionally. But that was like one of them that I only heard like once or twice. The most popular songs, Swither will be happy because Teddy Bear is played all the fucking time in shops as well. You hear that everywhere. I guess they just picked the most mid songs to play in shops, but yeah, they played that everywhere. And Kai's fucking Rover is so popular. It's everywhere. Everywhere you go, you hear Rover. Every shop, every street, fucking Rover. Everywhere. I was so fucking sick of it. It's the worst song. It's such a bad song. But Rover is fucking everywhere. So popular. And also, weirdly, SNSD Forever One gets played quite a lot. Like, pretty often. I heard it, like, several times in Myeongdong. They kept playing Forever One, which, of course, Zozo was living for, because she's a die-hard, like, Taeyeon alting crazy person that just is obsessed with SNSD. She bought, like, all of the rare SNSD stuff while we were there. She got, like, the Twinkle album and, like, Taeyeon's Christmas album and loads of random bits of SNSD album merch while we were there, so she was very happy. Also, I've got played a fair few times, but it was like a combination of Kitsch and Love Dive, so I was not having a good time when those were on, because those are not good songs. Like, not even remotely. Yeah, the other one that really surprised me of the common songs was the last day when we were going through Hongdae and Itaewon. Fucking everywhere I kept hearing Lies by Big Bang. Like, how many years after release? It's almost 20 years old now, that song. And we kept hearing it fucking everywhere. I had no idea that would happen. I was so confused. I kept being like, is that really Lies again? I heard it like 4 times maybe that day. It was mental. I was super confused, but yeah, that was like the main ones we heard. And then I also noted some of the interesting stuff we heard. So I heard Poppy once while I was there. Poppy did get a play, not a lot, but you know. Poppy Love did get played in the Myeongdong Underground Shopping Mall. Um, I I heard a Purple Kiss B side in one of the beauty stores, which was I was very much appreciating that. I think it was Summer Rain, but yeah, one of their B sides got played in one of the beauty stores, and I was like, "What? They play B sides here?" And they do play B sides there, which was quite a nice surprise. I also heard the boy Code Kunst a couple of times. His recent stuff got played. I heard Bad Bad at least once, maybe twice, and I heard Jumper in that cool Hongdae cafe, so that was really nice to hear. Um, I heard Esper Next Level, but not Girls or Savage at all, as far as I know. It was all Next Level. It's the only one they play. Um, I also heard the one that like blew my fucking mind was I heard Super Junior's Miracle when I was coming out of a shop, and I was like, "What is this real life?" Incredible! I was thrilled to hear that, and at that moment, life couldn't get better. You know, it was incredible to hear that coming out of a shop. But yeah, that one made me smile a lot. Anti-Fragile, I did hear like once or twice, not a lot, but yeah, once or twice. I heard BSS is Fighting a few times. They quite liked that at the like street food stalls, it seemed. I heard Alice's Dance On. I heard more than once, and I was very shocked about that because I didn't think anyone was listening to that song in Korea. But that was cool. What else? Oh, Psy That played a fair few times. Heard that quite a bit. That seemed to be pretty popular in the shops. Also heard Minhyun's Hidden Side once or twice, which I was happy about because that's a really good song. I enjoyed that quite a lot. But yeah, that's the main ones I could remember. Oh, there was also Crush and Taeyeon, Don't Forget once or twice. That was really nice to hear. Yeah, other than that, it was just like random one plays for everything else. So yeah, that was the main songs I heard while I was there anyway. They fucking love Kai's Rover. Good lord. They play the absolute shit out of that song. Every other shop, it's fucking Rover, over, all that bullshit that he says in that song. So, yeah, fun.